What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the greatest combat sports and culture show in the entire universe, the Fight Podcast. I'm your host, SERG VICENTE, and this is episode 319 of the show. We have a great guest coming in today, man, and I'm excited to get this dude on because I've been trying to, and I couldn't wait to get somebody who is. And here's the thing: we're a combat sports pod, and you know how I get down. I love Muay Thai, I love MMA, I love boxing, but I'm so fucking intrigued about Bkfc. And dude, I got one today, up and coming dude. We got my boy Matt, Babyface Phillips. Matt, what it do, bro? Welcome to the Fight Pod.
What's up, man? How are you? I'm glad to be here.
Good, dude. Thank you so much for joining me, man. And and again, thank you to you, my boy and our boy Joey, for getting us connected today. But bro,
Yes.
man, I had to ask, and I had to get you on because one of the things that really, especially people early in their careers, right? People always think of bare knuckle in terms of guys who are back half of their career. You know, this is something else to make some cash. But you're somebody who's going out here early in your career. You young dude, you want to know, and you chose to take this route. I've seen you've won in MMA, you've done it, but you actually chose this route. First of all, salute to the cojones on you, my friend. But second of all, man, what came into that thought process? Why did you pick BKFC?
Well, I hit pretty hard. I got the baby face, but I can crack you when I try, and I think I'm gonna do well with it. It's like you said, a lot of guys, a lot of UFC guys are coming over, the back end of their careers, or whatever the case may be, and it's just a really fast growing sport, and I would like to grow with it. You know what I mean? Like, you see these girls like Britton Hart, she's fighting tomorrow.
Right.
Britton Hart, I didn't hear of her before BKFC. You know what I mean? And now look at her, she's young too. You know what I mean? She's not some UFC girl that's just coming over because she wants to make some cash. She's beating those girls up. You know what I mean? So I'm a big fan. I got to meet her last weekend. I was all starstruck. You know what I mean? But yeah, there's a lot of really tough, young up and coming fighters on this,
Yeah.
and I want to be one of them. There's a lot of tricks and hidden techniques in the bare knuckle world that nobody got to see, but I've got some tools and things I'd like to show. So I think that bare knuckle, I can make a good career out of it.
So let me ask you this, because there is a difference, and it's really interesting because if you're looking at, for instance, like it's really the middle ground between boxing and MMA. It's not quite boxing,
Right.
it's not quite MMA. How do you train for bare knuckle in comparison to some of those other, combat sports?
Right. I had this question a couple times, and it's hard to answer. It's like, it's
We gotta know, bro.
boxing.
We gotta
Yes,
know.
you can only punch, right? But
Right,
like,
right,
you can overhook, underhook.
right,
You can grab the back of the head, pull somebody into uppercuts, fight them like you're in a hockey fight.
right.
There's that aspect of it,
Mhm.
and there's the aspect of there's no gloves. So yes, it's just boxing. It's just hands, right? Those are
Yeah.
the only strikes, but you don't have any padding. You don't have nothing to block with. Like, my
True.
face is bruised. I can feel, tender to touch a little bit when I touch my face right now still. And my fight was, 20 seconds, 30 seconds long, and I was on the
Seriously.
good end of it. You know what I mean?
Right,
Just having your
right,
hands up or getting caught with certain things, it
bro.
sucks. It sucks. It's violent. It's brutal.
Well,
But that's the
but
thing.
I'm glad you said that though, man, because it is one of those sports that, and dude, don't get it twisted, man. I used to compete. Like, I am a Neanderthal like the rest of us. I love the shits. You know what I'm saying? I love,
Right.
MMA. I love I love stand up. I'm a striker at heart. I'm a Muay Thai guy. So, but dude, BKFC, man, you're in there, man. There's such a different dynamic. What is a BKFC event? And here's the thing: you're a New York guy, New York State guy. You were able to fight for BKFC's first New York card. What was that like?
It was amazing. You couldn't, you literally, the whole weekend was a movie. Like, you could not have made a better fight, a better outcome, better circumstances. Like,
Right.
I was on the main card, you know what I mean, in my debut in New
Right.
York, in Salamanca, at, the card is the main event is the heavyweight title. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Those guys already went to war once. Like, it just could not get any better than that. Like, they gave me the call, hey, do you want to fight this guy? He went through our tryout system. Bkfc did thousands of tryouts all over the place.
Right.
And this guy went through it. He's from Buffalo. I'm from Elmira. Like, let's go. Let's pack the house.
Let's do
Let's
it.
go throw down. I'm ready. I'm ready for it. And we went and got it done. So it was a wild experience, and I'll never forget it. And I'm looking forward to many, many more. And then I get the bonus,
Love it.
the knockout of the night bonus. And
Gotta
it's
love
like,
that. Gotta love that.
you can't beat it. You can't beat it.
Oh, dude, that's so dope, man. And now, since now that you're in there, you got the KO of the night bonus. You're in there. What has life been since you have signed? How has it been recently? With the brass. What's gonna happen next for you in BKFC?
Dave Felderman, he told me, we were watching UFC fights
Okay.
at the casino. It was amazing. It was amazing. You take every fighter from the show,
Right.
and then you pack
Right.
them into a big casino, a
Mhm.
bar, and it was amazing. Everyone's just hanging out, having a great time with their families and
Yeah.
enjoying other fights. You know what I mean? Because if you're a fighter, you probably enjoy watching fights too.
Oh, for
It was a
sure.
great time. But those guys, I told them, I was like, hey, let's go Miami. They got a card tomorrow night. And I was like, I feel good. Like, yeah, like I said, my face is a little sore or whatever. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
gonna happen. But, I'm sure it's gonna be sore regardless of what I decide to do next. And like, let's go.
That's
My
real.
hands are fine. I just went through a training camp. I had almost 3 years off because New York was shut down due to COVID. I'm ready to make up for some lost time, and if I'm healthy, I'm in shape. Let's go. Let's go fight. And I already got a
There you
couple
go.
people calling, got a couple call outs already from a few, seasoned bare knuckle guys. So, they
But
must,
who's saying your name? Who's saying your name? Let them know.
there's some, we ain't going to give no names up. We'll see if we can get a fight made up. There's another guy, he won knockout of the night in October. So he called me out, said knockout
Let's
of the
see.
night versus knockout of the night. I'm ready. Let's go Miami. Obviously, that ain't happening tomorrow. But, Florida's got I think they got a Tampa card coming up in December.
Right.
So,
Let's
they got
see.
my number. Call me. Let's go.
I love it, man. I love it, yo. So let me ask you this, man. You're in BKFC, but again, you've trained MMA, you've trained other sports for so long. Is this something you still want to do? Do you want to try to go and fight, with Risen, go and fight one, go and fight with Bellator, go and fight in the UFC, do whatever you can, and then also still continue with BKFC? Is that something you want to do, or you want to just transition at
if,
one point in time eventually?
if it was an option, that would be
Mhm.
cool. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'd be lying to you if I said at 10 o'clock this morning I wasn't at the gym throwing kicks like a motherfucker. Like, I haven't been able to throw kicks in weeks, or, I've been able to, but I've chose not to as far as
Right.
focusing on my hands. So it was just good today. Just met up with a coach, Jeff Knox, went to the gym, threw some
Nice.
kicks on some Thai pads, moved around, just reminiscing on everything that's going on. And it's like, man, we could go kick somebody right now. We could, like, but I want to be with Bkfc. You know what I mean?
Nice.
I love that. They're a great show. They put us up, casino,
Mhm.
food. It was just a great time. Like, they threw
That's
a
great.
huge
And I have
opportunity
to
into my
say,
lap.
the production value for BKFC is far better than you would think. It's gotten so much better since they started. Yo, how behind the scenes, man? How are they treating you over there?
Good. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I would say we got treated like kids for about 3 to 4 minutes. You know, Grady and Thompson there, they almost got into a little scuffle on weigh-in day. So we all got, lectured a
Man,
little bit that this ain't happening here, you know. And I don't blame them, but at the same time, you got to understand, like, there's a lot that people put into this, and one person says the wrong thing, sparks can be flying. So, but all jokes aside, that was great. Like, they treated us very well. They had it was awesome. I've never fought before where they had a big screen in your locker room and you could watch the fights live. So it's like you're
Sick.
talking to somebody and 2 minutes later they're walking to the ring and 10 minutes
Yeah.
later they're walking back in. It was great. They hooked it up. I can't wait to fight for them again.
I love it, man.
It was
I love hearing
an honor.
I love hearing your enthusiasm. I do, bro. Like, you can tell you're really excited for what you're doing, and you really
I
you love
am.
this shit. It's dope, bro. It's really infectious, man. Seeing
It's
your
all I
energy
know,
with it.
man. I've been doing this
Well,
since
look,
before I could drive a car. Like,
that's it, man. Well, let me ask you this, bro, because you are a fan. You are a fan of combat sports, and you've been doing this for a while. Dude, how did you
oh
get
boy.
into to combat sports? What got you into it?
My younger brother, he competes too,
Okay.
and it was kind of just like a brotherly thing. We started going to the
Sick.
gym when he was probably 12 or 13, and I was maybe 15. And,
Yeah.
we started going to the gym. He started going first, told me, hey, come check it out, might be something you'd like. And then it turned into,
Love
the
it.
everyday sport where kids are going to football, basketball. I'm going to MMA practice since 10th grade. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And 5 days a week. And then I'm running around the block at 8 o'clock at night just because I'm bored. And I think that, I need to have this triathlon cardio in me when I'm going to fight an amateur kickboxing fight 3 months down the road. Like, that was my
Facts.
mindset. I was just obsessed with it ever since the start. And then success brings more obsession. And,
Yep.
here
No,
we are today.
absolutely. I love it, man. So let me ask you this: for yourself, what are some of what fighters did you look at, or did you really look up to coming up? Even still,
I mean, yeah, even still, there's just so many great fighters. I
Mhm.
looked up to like Uriah Faber. I looked up to, honestly, Joanna Jacek. Her,
Dude,
you
to this
don't hear a lot
day,
of
one of
females.
my all-time favorites. She's a
She's
beast.
she's kind of being I don't want to say forgotten about, but kind of like, people are forgetting that she can be world champion on any given day.
I
Like,
don't care what nobody says. She beat Weili Zhang. I'll stand
if it
on that.
wasn't right, yeah, that
If it
was
wasn't for her looking like a
right,
fucking
right,
Ferengi or some shit, and the judges, I think, based that shit off of her the damage, but they didn't actually look at the fight. You go
right.
back and watch that fight. I don't care what anybody says. Joanna won that fight. She should have been champ. She should have ended up fighting Rose. I'm just saying.
I know. Imagine where we'd be today. Who knows? But I looked up
Who
to her a lot
knows?
because it was years ago when I started watching her, and that's when you know the women's division were still way really down there. So she was just smoking, and I mean she's world class, so she was just smoking everybody in a striking fest. You know what I mean?
Yep.
There's nothing better
Yep.
than
Yep. Yep.
watching a high level striker just blow through people time and
Oh,
time
dude,
again. So
it's the best, man. It's the best, and even
it
like on
is.
the female end, like Valentina Shevchenko is something else too. Like,
Oh
she's
my
one of my
god! Oh
all-time
my
favorites,
god!
also. Oh, dude.
Next one on the list.
You know what I'm saying, bro? She's just so technical and so good. And honestly, I've said this to so many people. Like, she legitimately is like top 3 strikers in all of MMA, male or female. She's right there with them, and it
I've
goes
got
back
her
and
over
forth.
Nunez.
Yes, yeah, dude.
As
She
far
beat
as female
Nunes that
goat,
second fight.
she's like 25 pounds smaller. You know what I mean?
Exactly,
Like,
killer.
Nunez is in her own category as far as the power and stuff like that goes. I mean, who the hell am I to be talking about Amanda Nunez? You know what I mean? But as far as
She's
I can
amazing.
tell,
No hate.
pound for pound for pound, Valentina. Pound for
Dude,
pound,
I
female.
couldn't agree.
That's me.
I love it. I see, because see, we're on the same page. I swear, I argue with people about this shit all the time. Valentina is the best female fighter in the world. I say it time and time again. Well, let me ask you, who else? Who else is some people like Uriah Faber? You have him. What other influences have you had? And what fights? If you were somebody, like I said, you want somebody who watched MMA, what fights really got you into MMA?
Oh my lord. Gotta go with Cody Garbrandt. And I mean, I was already really into it, but a fight that would get
Yeah.
somebody into it, I think would be his well, any one of his fights, obviously, the dude goes out and just bangs it out every time. But when he beat Cruz for the title, that was amazing. You know what I
Good
mean? There
fight.
was,
Great fight.
if that same thing with him. If that Cody shows up on any given day, he could be champ too. You know what I mean? He was just everything was perfect. You know what I mean? I actually trained with his
Absolutely.
uncle, Robert Meese. I went
Really?
down to Pittsburgh when I
Yeah,
was in high
yeah.
school. And that was crazy. So he came from
Nice.
Ohio to Pittsburgh,
Yep.
and I went down there and trained with him. We just did some simple, knowledge on different angles and things like that. I was in high school. I was an amateur, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I watched Cody. Cody was like 3-0 back then.
Hmm.
I think he just went to Team Alpha Male. But I was watching his career, and
Hmm.
I hit his uncle up. We met up, had a couple training sessions, and that was all. I need to start doing more things like that. We literally stayed in like the cheapest motels. Like we called literally
Hmm.
like 15, 16 different places trying to get food. And
Yeah.
every time we complete our order, they'd ask where we're at, and they'd just say, "Sorry, we don't deliver there. Hang up on you." And then, sure enough, the sun goes down and shit. You're in the middle of Pittsburgh, downtown, wherever. Like, yeah, we
So I've
realized
been
real
down
quick,
there. I
like,
know. I know, man. And
dresser against the
especially,
door and shit.
yeah, yeah, dude. Those fights, man. When you have to get like training sessions and fights in like random bumfuck areas, bro. It is always an experience, and it's only an experience that fighters and maybe like minor league baseball players know about. It's one of the wildest things ever, man. Well, let me ask you this for you, and
Yeah,
thank you so much for your time today, bro. This is so dope.
yeah, man.
Um, so for you, I always ask people this before we get them out of here. Well, first thing, let me kick it back real quick to BKFC. What for you are your goals for your BKFC for the next 12 months? What do you see happening with you in the next 12 months with BKFC?
I I would love nothing more than to fight 3 times in the next 12 months. You know what I mean? That's back to back to back. And if more opportunities show up, I've been saying, I want to be like the old cowboy Cerrone that used to just when he was in his prime and he would just show up on 2 weeks' notice, on a week's notice,
Facts.
and blow and
Facts.
just blow right through somebody, highlight reel them.
Oh
Obviously,
yeah.
that's the career everybody would want. That's the way I'd like to see it. You know what I mean? That's what I'd like
Mhm.
to do. I want to win. I want to fight
For
everybody.
sure.
They can throw me to the top guys right now, and I'll fight them, or they can, give me these guys that are breaking into the scene too and build me up. I think I'm ready for whatever, and eventually I'm gonna have to fight them if I want to get to the top, regardless. So that's where I'm at. They got my number. Call me. Set the fight up. Give me a camp. Maybe I'll drop down to 145 again. We'll see. I think I'll hurt some boys down there, but 155. Anybody, we can get it. Let's go.
I love it. I love it. Dude, with that said, my man just cut the best promo. We don't even need to go no further. There it is right there. He cut the promo. He said, look, I'm here for all the motherfucking smoke. I love that shit.
Everybody.
Matt, man, thank you so much for your time, dude. Real quick, man,
Thank
let the
you.
people know where they can find you, man.
Instagram. Look me up. Babyface Phillips. Simple as that. Follow me. Any businesses that want to do some collabs, hit up my management. I just signed with Dodge Sports, best in the business. So
The great
you'll be
Dash
seeing
Sports.
me
Shout out to
up from
Joey.
here. Shout out to Joey. You the man.
I love it, man. Well, brother Matt, much continued success, man. I hope we get to see you on that December card down in Florida, and
Yes.
hopefully before your next fight, man, we get you back on the show when we preview your fight.
Hell yeah. Let's do it, man. It was a blast. Thank you.
Sounds good, bro. I appreciate you, man. Everybody, my boy Matt Phillips. Wait, hold up. I had to call you Babyface. I was trying to get the Babyface in there the right way, and I'm like I said, I didn't say it like with the inflection that I wanted. Hold on, let me get this again. We got to get Matt in here. I got to get my man in
Cut.
here. Ladies
Redo.
and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend, the bare knuckle killer himself. We got Babyface Matt Phillips, my dude. Thank you so much for your time, man.
Thank you. Appreciate you, bro. Have a good day.
Absolutely. You too, man. Take care, brother. Peace. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today. This is episode 319 of the greatest combat sports and culture show in the entire universe, the Fight Podcast. Remember, take your time and sign up with us. Subscribe, like, share, everything right there on YouTube and everything. Real quick, pull this out. Make sure you listen to every Fight Podcast everywhere podcasting is available. Apple, Google Play, Spotify, SoundCloud, Stitcher. Check us out at thefightpodcast.com. Dude, happy to get Buddy on the show, man. That was a lot of fun. I'm always curious about people, especially in Bkfc. It's such a new type of organization and a new, style, but we're getting a lot of great shit in there, man. It's a lot of entertaining stuff. And honestly, in my opinion, it's way better than we remembered and we thought it even could be. Bare Knuckle's going to be here for a while, folks. It's not going anywhere. So happy to get Matt on the show. All right, people. Love you guys. We'll see you next time. This is episode 319 of the Fight Podcast. Make sure you like, subscribe, share. Love you guys. Peace.